Hey, how's it going? It's John again. I'm making up my last grid of the evening, number 520. Just played 521, 522. 520 will be in honor of a couple players with 520 career slugging percentages. Dan Brothers, who hits a few National League teams that still exist and several that don't, had a 520 career slugging percentage, as did Kevin Mitchell, who I've used many times because he hit some teams that you recognize him with, and then some teams that you definitively do not. At least if even me, growing up in the '90s, I did not remember some of the teams Mitchell played for. We'll see if I can identify some of those teams in this grid. I'm going to start sharing my screen here and roll right into it. All right, this was grid 520, so we'll do that. That was 521. Doing 520, hit and go, hit and play, and there we go. I'll bet it does. All right. Mitchell, I don't think this. Yeah, I don't think I can get Mitchell in here. All right. Well, I wasted a whole lot of time. Hideo Nomo will be my guy to start. Wow, that was pretty low. Um, let's go Mark Newfield. It's also going to be really low. Let's get Higuera. And over here, Cespedes. That's going to be a lot higher. We'll go Ruben Sierra. Sub one still. Ty Cobb, I'm sure. Work there. 30 stolen base seasons. Let's go Roger Cedeno. Over here, we'll get ooh, I'm over a minute already. It snuck up on me. A-Rod. A-Rod works. Get a 40-40 season. And then Ricky Henderson. Third grid of the night. I'm getting just a little slow. I also spent 12 seconds looking to see if I could work Mitchell. Mitchell works for the Mets and Mariners. He did not steal 30 bases. He was a little bit slimmer with the Mets, but I don't think he was stealing 30 bases. Um, and I went right with, let's see, I led off with Nomo for point 0.3, then went to Mark Newfield for point 0.1. Those are people I should have saved for the rarity round. Went Higuera instead of Robin out for some reason. I just remember that 9 WAR 1986 season. How many options are there even for the Brewers? 16. All right. That might have been the most rare. All right. Did Henderson at least lead down there? Yeah, Henderson was leader there. Don't know why I couldn't come up with Ichiro right away, and I went straight to Roger Cedeno. Stole 66 bases, I think, in the 1999 season. He was the fastest base runner on a team that included Ricky Henderson. And Ricky Henderson was 40, but he'd also just led the league the previous season during the 98 season. He led the league while playing for his final year with Oakland after 5 separate stints. I wrote about that in my book. Led the league in walks and stolen bases in 1998. Ricky Henderson getting it done in playing in 4 different decades. All right. We're going to stop share and reshare, and we'll try to go for a decent rarity round. Took me a second. There we go. Not going to hit refresh. I'm going to hit that. And there we go. All right. See, yeah, some other people with 30 stolen base seasons include Henderson. I just mentioned he did steal over 30, actually for both these teams. Um, what do we feel about? Remember, you can have it in a different year than the one it's calculating to. Um, 30 stolen bases. Like, what if we did? I don't know about Andre Dawson. Actually, on either. Um, yeah, we'll come back to that. There's gonna be a lot of options there. For six more seasons for the Brewers. I think Mulder gets there. Yount certainly does. Mulder, I think, actually might have done it in the 82 season as well. Cecil Cooper does it. That's three. Um, gotta believe Tommy Harper did it in 1970. Ted Simmons does it, I think, in 83. I think I looked at that. He had one really big year with the Brewers, over 100 RBI. Um, I think Lascano comes just short. I want to say I've seen it with the Padres and the Brewers, but he comes just short of six WAR. Or maybe it was just I lost on the Padres and I saw he had six WAR, just under six WAR twice. His 1979 season was really good. I don't think Thomas does it. I think Ogilvy probably does. In that 1980 season. And as far as pitchers, Mike Caldwell, Higuera, almost certainly Ben Sheets. Actually, I got a good one for the Tigers that I just thought of because I was thinking like starters and I was going to go relievers. Like, well, relievers aren't going to get 6 WAR, but one did. It wasn't even Willie Hernandez who won MVP and Cy Young in the same year. It was John Hiller. John Hiller had like a 6.5 or 7 WAR season in the early 70s as a reliever. And that takes point one. And those are some glorious sideburns. Continuing my march with the Brewers, I want to say, I'm not sure Cirillo gets there. I think Greg Vaughn had one really good year in there, war-wise. Um, and then as you start to, not a whole lot going on in the early 2000s, but eventually you start to get Braun, you get Fielder, at least one year from Fielder. You get Lorenzo Cain, 2018. You get Carlos Gomez in 2013 had a big year. Lucroy in 14 had a big year. Um, Kane Yelich. Yeah, as far as starters, I've got Caldwell, Higuera, and Sheets being good candidates there. Let's go with Ben Sheets. 2004 season. Takes 2%. Okay, so I was better off with Higuera. I'm gonna go with Ron Valone. 0.6. I'm gonna grab Charlie O'Brien. Should have gone with Jeremy Brunitz, but I think he'd be a little bit popular because he was a first round draft pick with the Mets and came back with the Mets and was really good with the Brewers. So I'm gonna go with Charlie O'Brien, who almost hits 1%, quite a bit higher than I would have thought. All right. Let's see down here. Sheffield Works. That's probably going to be pretty popular. Also would have worked there. Rusty Staub works. Francisco Rodriguez works. Nomo would have worked there too. Um, not a Randy Myers combo. I don't think it's a Brian Hunter combo. No, I think I was just thinking that Brian Hunter, the fast one, and Roger Cedeno were sort of similar. And that they didn't have high on base percentages and stole a lot of bases. Although I take that back. No, Cedeno did have a high on base percentage that season. It was like in the 390s. So I was wrong. He did. Um, for his career, I don't think it was that high though. Yeah, Sierra is actually kind of a low one for the Mariners and Tigers. So you could go Carlos Guillen will work here. Who else is just sort of popping into these places? This is not Going to be a Pat Borders combo. He played for Seattle, but not Detroit. It's the one AL Central team he doesn't hit. Um, Also, this might be a Vina combo. I think Vina might have gotten his start in Seattle before coming to the Brewers. He goes sub one. Um, Not as sure on Tigers and Mets on what's going to be the best. Francisco Rodriguez might be too obvious. JD Martinez also works. I think Kenny Rogers might work. I want to say pitch for the Mets for a bit. Scherzer obviously works. Um, Justin Verlander works. They were teammates on both teams. I don't know about those. It's not a Roberto Hernandez combo. Is a Sheffield combo. Don't know how rare that's going to be. Um, Tony Clark play for them? Nah, I don't think so. I think I'm making that up. Um, Seems like Staub is going to be pretty popular for all four teams they played for because he played for them for almost an equal amount of time. He had like 500 hits for each of them. Um, so I'm not going to go that route. I don't know how popular K-Rod is with the Tigers, but he did play there for a bit. I wonder if there's any '03 Tigers kind of hanging out. Um, this is a Granderson combo, of course. That's going to be too obvious. And then thinking, it's going around the horn a little bit. You get your Higginson, Paul Bacco, I don't think works. John Olerud, Ricardo Alfonso, Robin Ventura, Ray Ordonez. Ray Ordonez, maybe? Or is Ray Ordonez just too similar to Devi Cruz? And that's where I'm making that association. I think I've probably stalled enough. Let's go with K-Rod for a full percent. Now, 30 stolen bases is probably going to be one of the trickier ones. This should be easy though. What's a really good one for 6 WAR season? Well, if Ken Williams didn't have 6 WAR in 1922, I don't know what a guy has to do. All right, that one's rewarded. 30 stolen bases. I don't know if Vince Coleman was on the Mariners long enough to nab 30 bags. I think D. Gordon works. Um, I also kind of think Figgins might work. I want to say he was still fast. He like kind of fell off a cliff when he went to Seattle, but he was still fast at least. Um, yeah, I went with A-Rod because I remember the 40-40 year. Sort of didn't go with Ichiro for reasons. Just me not remembering. Um, D. Gordon might be the strongest. This is not going to be a Pierre combo. This might be a Mike Cameron combo. Might be a Mike Cameron combo. He would have worked up here too. I don't think Griffey ever gets to 30. I don't know about Joey Cora getting to 30. Uh, I'm just dancing around the horn a little bit. Again, probably stalling a little bit to try to get a decent answer. Uh, we'll go D. And then Mets with 30 stolen bases. I think Richie Ashburn was too old by the time he was with the Mets to be stealing 30 bases. Don't think I think Mike Cameron was not stealing 30 bases with the Mets either. I don't think so. I don't think I'm not sure, I don't think Beltran was getting there. Um, Cedeno was only 2%. Mookie Wilson seems too popular. Um, I think Brian McRae or Daryl Hamilton, who were both pretty fast, but I don't think they were there long enough to be doing it. What about let's go Lance Johnson. Let's see if people remember that 96 season. I think he steals over 50 for 1%. Rarity score of 9. That's not bad for 19 and 16 here, but I had a better one for Guerra and then what, just 2% on a 15? Those are pretty good scores actually. All with 15, they were all within about one, so that's not bad. We'll take that. We'll take a 9. So thanks so much for playing. We will be back at it tomorrow. All right now. Peace.